Cristiano Ronaldo, you look at Messi, the two best players in today's game. Like, if they're lacking confidence, you can see it in their game. If you think you can't lose form and confidence, you're crazy, because the best players in the game, it happens to. So it's part of the game, but it's how you react to that. And that's why I believe in repetition. Like, that's why I always used to pass to, I'm a centre-back, so I always worked on passing, get the ball, pass it out to the full-back, pass it out to that's the easiest ball to play. Or into the little midfielder, 10-yard ball, 5-yard ball, just cushion pass, side foot, bang. Basic, the most basic pass. Get that passed as part of your repetition in your warm-up all the time. Do 30, 40, I used to do them all the time, every day. Because when you lose confidence, you need to be able to fall back on something. So that's what I fell back on. If I missed my first pass in a game, or I missed my first tackle in a game, you're embarrassed. Your pride goes a little bit, your ego. So you need to fall back. Don't try and hit then after you've made a mistake, a 30-yard ball again sometimes, and you miss that one, then that's another chip away at your confidence. And you're chasing then, I'm gonna have to do another extravagant bit of skill or something like that to get my confidence back. No. Then you've got to start building your confidence back up again slowly. So that's where I used to always say, I've missed a pass or two, we're under a bit of pressure, I'm gonna find Gary Neville quickly. Quick pass, get the ball, safe pass there first. Confidence has come back after a few of them passes, into Scholesy maybe, 10-yarder, 5-yarder. Confidence is back again. Right now I look to the 20-yarder, the 30-yarder, the clip into the Wayne Rooney number 10 position, more intricate passes or a little bit of skill on the ball. It's about building. And like if you go for that big Hail Mary pass or shot or whatever, a bit of skill again straight after a few mistakes where your confidence low, there's a chance it might not come off because it's a risk. And so I played very much like that. To get my confidence back, I was very much about building blocks of passing, the safe passes. Once the confidence is back, then I can start elaborating and playing a little bit more freely and looser. And that's where it goes back to training. You've got to work on them basics all the time. The foundations, the fundamentals of your game, the basics. Keep drilling them things all the time so that when the confidence goes, you've got something to fall back on. Every player's different. Like when I was playing, I'd make sure my first pass is going to find a red shirt or whatever colour shirt I'm playing in. And that's where your confidence starts coming in the game. To build confidence in general, it's about doing things right all the time. To build confidence in training, get things right on a regular basis, consistently. And sometimes it's doing what you're good at sometimes. You might work at the beginning of the week before a game on your weaknesses, and you're going to make mistakes, that's part of it. And then eventually you start seeing the improvements, that builds confidence. Improvements on your weaknesses that you're working on, that does build confidence. But I always used to think before a game on a Friday, before the game on a Saturday, in the warm-up, I'd do a lot of stuff that I'm good at as well. Like my favourite pass was passing, pretending I'm going to pass out to the full-back and whipping it back into one of the midfielders or into Wayne Rooney in the number 10 position. I'd do a few of them on a Friday before finish training. I'd do a couple of them in the warm-up before a game. That's confidence building. Yeah, I've got that pass on blood. That's my signature pass, one I love doing. That's where I break the lines and I hurt the opposition a little bit more. And it'll be the same for a striker. He likes hitting the bottom left corner. That's his favourite position to go to. So I'm sure on a Friday before the end of the training session, that player's hitting that shot, that favourite back through the defender's legs into the far corner, building the confidence. And I think you do good things, you do things right, you do it efficiently, consistently, that's where your confidence starts coming. And you've got to believe that you're the man. I thought I was the best, man, that was it. I weren't accepting that no one's better than me. I'm the man. That's how I played all the time, like I am the best. I don't care what anyone thinks. Nemanja Vidic is my partner, I'm better than him. That's what I used to say in my head. There's no point in me going on that pitch thinking, Vida's better than me, man. Like, I'm a bit in his shot. Nah. I used to think like he can't do things I can do. Yeah, I can't do some of the things he can do, but I'm better. That's it. And he would be saying the same, trust me. He'd be saying, I'm better than Rio. I'd start a game, for instance, John Terry's at the other end with Chelsea. My aim is to show that I'm the best centre-back on the pitch. Like, Sol Campbell's at the other end for Arsenal. I've got to show that I'm the best one on the pitch. That's all I used to think, things like that. I'll just get my stuff right and then eventually play the game and that'll be the case. I think confidence-wise, you see every player. If I go through the players that I played, Wayne Rooney on a Friday before a game, he'd be doing shooting, and these guys don't finish on a bad one. They do stuff at match pace, hit the corners that they like, hit the areas that they like hitting, penalties, hitting the same area that they like hitting. That's all confidence building. That's all doing what you're good at, repetitive, making sure that it's just normal for them to be hitting the back of the net to certain positions from certain areas. Ryan Giggs, exactly the same. Cristiano Ronaldo, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. In training, it's confidence building, and that's through doing things correctly and doing it as efficiently and consistently as possible to build that confidence. I was very fortunate. I was at a football club where doing extras was the culture. Going out and being on the training field, doing extra work, working on your weaknesses, whether it might be your left foot, or working on heading, or shooting, or passing, or whatever element of your game it was, there was people just out there. You'd see them all over the place. Cristiano Ronaldo, when he first came, almost embarrassed taking balls to another pitch to do free kicks, to do shooting off both feet, because he was desperate to be a better player and improve. Rooney consistently every other day doing shooting drills. And the important part about it is you can do all these shooting drills or these practicing on certain parts of your game. If you're doing it slow and not in a match tempo, it's not as beneficial. You've got to do it so when you get into a game, I've been here, I've done this, at this pace, at this intensity. And that was a key part of the culture at Manchester United where we was at. Everything was done match tempo. So by the time you get to a game, I've been here, I've seen it, I've done it at this pace, this is normal. And so that's such an important thing. And again, that's where confidence comes from. Because if you go into a situation and all you've done is practice at a slow pace, you get into a game, it's not slow, it's fast. The intensity, you've got a defender chasing you, a forward closing you down, and you haven't felt that before, panic will set in. You'll make a mistake, confidence on the way down. And a big thing I learnt Harry Redknapp told me when I was a young player, he says, Rio, I want you to keep trying to do some of the things that you do. I want you to take risks sometimes with the ball. That's fine. But the mistakes you're making, if you continue to make the same mistakes, then there's a problem. But if you're making a mistake, you're learning from it, and you're moving on, and you're cutting out more and more mistakes, then you're going to be a top player. So I kind of took that into my psyche when I was a young kid growing up. Take risks, take chances, but don't keep making the same mistakes if you can. You have to realise as well, when you're a kid, growing up, at some point someone's going to say, you ain't good enough, or why are you doing this? You ain't going to make a career from this, or you're not that guy to be a footballer, so just do something else. Get back in your books and try and be a doctor or whatever it is that they're going to say to be. I had that as well. Like I went to, as a YTS, I was 16, just come out of school, and I was going to college. All of our players used to go to a college and have to study for a day. And I remember that one of the teachers said to me, like, you've got to take this seriously. There's a big possibility you're not going to become a footballer. There's no one said you're going to be a player. You might not make it. I don't think you're going to make it because you're just messing about too much. And I just sat there and thought, wow, watch, when I make it, I'm coming back to this place and I'm going to be walking past you with my first shirt and I'm going to show you I made it. Like, I never done that in the end, but that is something that's in your mind and you do think about it. And there's that was a motivation for me to see someone doubt me or cast any doubt over my chances of becoming a professional footballer. That was a motivation for me to say, okay, one day, watch when I come here and show you, I'll drive in here and show you that I'll become a professional footballer. There are sometimes negative situations in life that you've got to switch into positive situations or positive frame of mind. Because if you keep taking everything personally, you just get pushed down into the doldrums and you can't see a way out. You've got to use something and flip it to being a motivation for yourself. That's what I end up doing, to be honest with you.